So when you have malnutrition, which is undernutrition, stunted growth, you've seen people who are short, people who are very low birth weights, you've seen that, right? And their growth is actually delayed, they have these delayed milestones and all that. That is basically undernutrition. We've seen people having muscle wasting. Somebody is so weak and feeble, they can't even lift a 5 kg dumbbell or even a 5 kg jerrycan. They are so weak, their muscles are wasted because of undernutrition of protein, because of undernutrition of fat. You've seen that, right? And these are actually linked to the current states of poverty. Like in Africa, we are considered so poor. Now, this is one statement that I never agree with, because poverty is measured in terms of money or monetary value. But I always tell you people, Africa is the richest continent on this planet, and there is a reason. And the reason is, look at our people who are going outside the country complaining about getting healthy and natural foods. We have considered ourselves poor because they have told us we are poor, so that we believe and we become so weak. And we believed it. And the reason why they are saying that is because they want to dictate you, they want to control you. But look at us having all these organic foods, and now they are coming in bringing their GMO here. And as we do that, we've seen in our parliament, for you to become a farmer or for you to farm, you must have a license. Imagine now, we must have a license to do agriculture. And now we cannot even replant our seeds. Now our organic seeds are disappearing. And now we have a bill that actually, is it a bill or even a law, that now our livestock have to be vaccinated against whatever we don't know. So give us about 10, 15 years thereabout, and then tell me if we have our own zebu animals here. Tell me if we will be allowed to slaughter our cows to enjoy red meat. But we will be allowed or forced to actually consume processed products and processed red meats from the factories. Evil people. Evil people will always be evil people. So be very careful. Don't be that person who just listens to the radio or just follows your media house, your favorite media house, for no good reason, and you're busy now vaccinating your animals. You're busy giving your children vaccines. You saw the other day we gave our children vaccines that actually proved to be dangerous. So as you sit there and listen to that radio and watch that TikTok and watch those YouTube videos and watch that news that you're listening to every single evening, you rush home to listen to news, you're being conditioned to become more stupid. You're being conditioned. If it was in my view, I would actually advise you not to watch news. News are intentional. They want to actually manipulate your emotions, and they have a reason, they have an agenda. And if you look keenly, all the agenda that is coming with the news is just death, disease, disaster, and destruction. Nothing more. All the news is centered on those four principles. They will talk about death, they will scare you with deaths. They will talk about disaster, they will talk about diseases, and they will distract you from the major purpose. And that's why we are following one story, and then boom, another story comes in. We are distracted. We forget about this one story, we are headed to another story. So they are always constantly selling us fear. And when they sell us fear, when you buy the fear, it is easy to manipulate you. It is easy to manipulate you. So now they're telling you you're poor. Oh, because you have malnutrition because you're poor. Yet they come here for raw materials. Look at coffee, our coffee. Taken from our farmers in Kiambu, taken to the UK, processed, comes back as Nescafe. Very expensive than it left the country. And then our cabinet secretaries for all this, for trade, are there signing deals and clapping. Yet the real sense is, instead of them bringing those factories here to make it from here so that we can export it, we are exporting our coffee only to come back and buy it at a very expensive just because it was packaged and processed. And whatever is coming back is not even coffee, but it's sold expensively. And you're seated there thinking you're independent. We are not independent. We are not economically independent. We are dependent on them. That's why our syllabus is still coming from them. That's why we still follow their rules and regulations, and we follow them to the letter. Oh, superpowers have said it. We follow it to the letter. I shared on my Telegram channel a list of things, or a guideline that was actually shared to me by a clinical officer for treatment and management of cardiovascular diseases. And we went through it, And reaching to a place of diets, it was just a mess. And getting to the oils that are supposed to be used for cooking, of course, they even mentioned canola. And I'm like, we've been using canola all through, and heart diseases are still going up. So now, how is canola coming in to change our situation at this moment in time? It didn't make sense to me. So as you read these documents, as you read that research, as you read these guidelines, always have a third eye, question. And that's why I exist. I come in to actually open your third eye so that you can actually question these systems. At least there are two causes of undernutrition that they mentioned that made sense to me. And one was lack of access to healthy foods. And this is because everywhere you are, the food industry is there. Now, the food industry was very clean. So what they did is they knew you're a person who goes to the markets and scans the market. When you're doing that, you're having exercises, you're having different chances and opportunities to check out different types of foods. So what they did is they brought you something called a supermarket. So they brought you a supermarket. And that supermarket, its intention was not to provide food for you. No, it was to provide a source or a market for their products which are coming from the industries, and then segregate these things in one place so that you will never have to put in effort when you're looking for something. And you know very well, if you've been my follower for long, you realize there's no food in the supermarket. Sometimes you just go into the supermarket and you look at the shelves and you're wondering, where is food? And you walk out with maybe a tissue paper or toiletries and water and salt. Because there's no food in the supermarket, it's just products. So they put it in one place so that you don't have to strain anymore. And now, you don't even have to go to the supermarket. We have delivery companies that are bringing it to your doorstep. So now you will send them, they'll go to that big hole we call a supermarket. It's not a supermarket, it's a super product market. And then they pick these products, they package it, and they bring it at your doorstep in form of delivery. So now you will never move. And then they do that, and then they come and tell you the cause of undernutrition is lack of access to healthy foods. But our guidelines are saying healthy foods are what are in the supermarket. Is canola not in the supermarket? Is processed flour not in the supermarket? Are they not there? Is processed meats in form of sausages not in the supermarkets? But they're telling us we don't have access to healthy foods. They're the ones who are bringing in GMO foods, which are not healthy. They're bringing in fertilizers, which are criminal. They're killing our people. They are not allowed in Europe, but they're allowed here. And then they tell us, oh, you know what? We don't have access to healthy foods. I mean, who brought this problem? Africans kill their own Africans. We are so greedy and evil. Our leaders are so crazy. And look at us, electing them over and over because of few coins that they throw at you like a dog during the campaign season. So it's time for us to question them. And I'm glad that at this moment in time, most of the members of parliament cannot go back to their constituencies. Most of them will just prefer being here in Nairobi because it's not healthy where they are going to. And then the last reason of undernutrition they are saying is poor health systems. Very true. County governments have been given the only thing that they can actually cement is health and the health system, basically healthcare. But look at the greedy governors eating every single coin that is going into healthcare. They don't even have shame. They don't even fear God. That common mwananchi who is struggling to get health care. You saw the other day how people who are undergoing dialysis, how they suffered. Did you see that? People were suffering because of dialysis, lack of dialysis machines. Because they were transitioning to a scheme that is going to favor them. They don't care about you. They don't. So health systems are not working. There are no medication in the health system. There are no machines. There are no technologies. And there's budget for that. Every single year, county governments receive budgets for health. Where is it going to? A single governor steals 4 billion shillings. What for? And now the nutrition is coming in, and then they'll come with these campaigns. The nutrition is coming with these campaigns. Oh, Kwajami, oh, I don't know what, all these names, they are just sugarcoating nonsense. And now they carry the plumbing nuts, going to feed children who are malnutritioned or undernutritioned. And then you clap for them because they've come in and to save lives, right? They've come in to save lives with other products. These children got malnutrition because of products, but they're still bringing in processed products to actually fix a processed product problem. How? How is that even making sense? Eh? And then they come and launch a program. They come and cut those ribbons with scissors so that they look like they are doing something. There's nothing they are doing. So as your child is eating products constantly, you're wondering, why do we have ADHD? Why do we have autism coming up? Why do we have children with a lot of diabetes and hypertension? Why do we have children with delayed milestones? Why are children having a challenge in cognitive ability? They cannot comprehend things. They are not sharp in class. Why are you having education system failing? Because children are not even getting the points. And we stick these children in class from morning to evening. They are grasping nothing. By the time it gets to 1 p.m., no child has concentration span, but we are still pressing them in classrooms, indoctrinating them and conditioning them even further. And then we call them slow learners. We call them mentally challenged. We just quote the evil nature with this beautiful name. Oh, slow learners. Oh, mentally incapacitated. Oh, whatever. All these names that are just quoting your nature of evil. They're so irritating. Anyway, on to the other side. As we cross the bridge and we wash our face, we cross to the other face. And the other side of the river is excess nutrition or overnutrition. Now, this one comes in again with the same food industry. When you are feeding on products, how does excess nutrition come through? When you sit down to eat popcorn, do you ever stop? Ladies and gentlemen, when you sit down with your one tin or one bowl of popcorn, as you're watching those news that actually condition you further, as you're clapping for your favorite politician speaking nonsense, no policies, a whole bowl of popcorn, do you ever stop, or you will only stop when they are done? As you buy that 4 kg pack of potato crisps, as you eat one after the other, they are so sweet. They keep on going, becoming sweeter and sweeter. And you consume them. As you consume them, we continue going. We continue going. By the time you're realizing, you've eaten a whole 4 kg of potato crisps. By the time you're opening that pack of biscuits, you start tasting one and sipping with your milk. One milk. By the time you're realizing, I feel so full. You are done away with about 30 biscuits. And with that favorite movie of yours. So how much sugar have you consumed? How much wheat have you consumed? How much nutrition have you consumed? You have actually loaded yourself with excess products that have no nutritional value. And this overnutrition is high in carbohydrates, very, very prone in carbohydrates, because they feed their own appetite. You eat these simple and processed carbohydrates, they spike blood glucose so fast, and the pancreas brings in insulin so fast, it takes this glucose to under the normal level, and your body starts to starve again. It sends into cravings, you continue eating. So carbohydrates feed their own appetite. This is the only reason why you defend carbohydrates with all you have. You can't imagine your life without carbohydrates because they are so addictive. They are very addictive. It is very hard for you to overeat fats. Tell me, please tell me, how much fatty meat can you eat in one sitting? How much fatty meat can you eat in one meeting or one sitting? Si mnasema mnapenda nyama choma? Go for the ribs and tell me how much fatty ribs can you eat in one sitting? And the problem is you eat that fatty meat and then you top up with alcohol, and then you start blaming meat for gout arthritis, for joint pains, for liver problems, yet you are an alcoholic. So you're blaming red meat for what alcohol is causing you. Please. So yes, so you're consuming a lot of you're consuming excess protein in form of lean meat. By the way, you know the reason why I tell you to eat fatty meat is because I know fat are satiety and they will block you from more appetite. So they block your appetite totally. But lean meat, which the syllabus insists and guidelines insist on, when you eat lean meat or when you consume lean meat, what is going to happen is, one, you're going to overeat it because you cannot regulate it, because you don't have fats, because fats are the ones that actually stop you from eating. They are satiety. But lean protein, you overeat it. When you overeat lean protein, you end up absorbing excess amino acids, because the body does not know meat, it knows the amino acids. So you end up absorbing excess amino acids because you've eaten it. And these excess amino acids will be converted into neurotransmitters, or they are raw materials for neurotransmitters. They are raw materials for hormone synthesis. They are used for muscle development and also bodybuilding. But excess of which the body does not know how to store protein. So excess of the amino acids that you took from that lean meat is actually converted to glucose and then to fat and stored. It's stored as fat. So as you consume lean meat, the end result will be glucose and fat. But if you consume fatty meat, one, you'll not overeat the meat. Number two, you'll get cholesterol from it, which we've talked about the benefits of cholesterol. Number three, that fat will help you absorb the fat-soluble vitamins, the A, D, E, and K. So there are so many nutrients, there are so many factors that are coming with fat consumption. And that fat can actually be used to form bile salts, which are actually supposed to help you digest and absorb more fat. So the body, as long as you're eating healthy, the body will regulate its own appetite. The body will regulate how much you can eat. The body will actually take in what it needs to take in, utilize it, and throw out the little excess that you've actually taken in. So the body will know what to do. Just feed it right. And some of the factors that lead to overnutrition, ladies and gentlemen, and before you even go to factors that lead to overnutrition, let me tell you this. Overnutrition is now the obese, the overweight. Both cases, over and under nutrition, these people will have low immunity, they'll have challenge in cognitive function. But when you're going to the overnutrition, which is excess nutrition, whatever you're going to get there, obesity, which is a problem, a fatty liver disease, which is the mother to the metabolic syndrome, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, kidney disease, strokes, cancers. But look at us trying to tell you cancer is genetics. Oh, this is in your lineage, so therefore there's nothing we can do. But we tell you that, and yet in that ward, the oncology ward, we are feeding you with queen cakes and yogurt. Look at that. Yeah? So how then do we end up overeating food? Of course, sedentarism. When they brought in the supermarket and then they brought in the delivery guy, they solved the problems for you, but they made more problems for you. So yes, they brought in these guys to actually make sure you don't struggle finding food, but they made sure that the same people are the ones who are going to kill you, because they're going to make sure that you don't exercise, you don't move, yours is just eat. And nowadays people work from the office, from home, sorry. So people are so fancy. Oh, you know what? I work from home. Oh, you know what? I work from home. You're working from home and your refrigerator is full. It's a double door fridge. You open the double door, all that is in that fridge is soda, juices, fruits, honey, margarine, and all these crazy products that my friends, some of you need to just ask me to come and empty that fridge, and you will see, you will only be left with only ghee or butter. And then you start wondering, why did I ever purchase a refrigerator that has a double door? Yet I cannot put in anything. I wish those refrigerators had meat. I wish they were filled with meat. So one is sedentarism. Number two is, of course, the processed foods that are all over the food industry that does perfect marketing. It does perfect marketing. And they use your television because they know you are so addicted to television. And they put an advert of these sodas, of these processed foods in between your favorite soap opera. They wait until Alejandro is going to kiss I don't know who. They cut there and they put that advertisement there. And you're so quick to buy it because you saw it. Imagine that. Look at the football industry. They're marketing alcohol. They're marketing products. Products like this soy milk are marketed by that football TV station that you know, guys. So nothing is happening by coincidence. All these things have been planned and they're supposed to be. That is a circus. And then now we eat so much because we lack information. And even if we have the information, we have wrong information. Like, we have the information that carbohydrates are the only energy-giving foods. That is not true. Fats produce enough energy over carbohydrates. So instead of them telling us carbohydrates are so addictive, even though they provide us with energy, 4 calories per gram, they still tell us carbohydrates are the best energy sources, and the brains love glucose and the muscles love glucose, so you need glucose to survive. But ideally, even if you don't have glucose, your body will turn to ketone bodies. Survival mechanism. The best way to survive is on ketones. But they'll never tell you that. You think a health system can tell you to fast? Never ever will your doctor ever tell you to fast. Kuna siku. Why would I tell you to fast when I want you to come here?